Welcome back to another episode of the Master and Drum Whiskey Room. I am Jason C. Glad to have you back, everybody. Today, as promised, I have the Calumet Farm 12-year single rack black bourbon, which just came out recently. It's kind of got this Maltese Falcon, Holy Grail type vibe to it. It's a little bit mysterious, and we're going to get into that. But before we do, let's take a closer look at the bottle. Alright guys, welcome back. So a little bit about this guy, I was a little bit curious. So this is, as I mentioned, the Calumet single rack black 12-year bourbon. This is bottled at 94 proof. So from the marketing and what I read up on it, apparently it was selected from an extreme small batch of 19 barrels from the center cut parts of a rick house, where apparently the temperatures were just perfect for this selection of this 12-year bourbon. Calumet also offers a 10-year, which is bottled at 92 proof, and they also have a small batch bourbon, which is bottled at 86 proof. So this is the higher proof, most years, so it kind of had me curious. So where is this bourbon coming from? So that was kind of my biggest question. I thought maybe MGP, but it's not MGP. I couldn't really even find a mash bill about it. So what I did find out was that the fine print on the bottle, and I'll read this to you here, says bottled for Western Spirits by Three Springs Bottling Company in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Now, if Western Spirits sounds curious to you or familiar, it is that is the company that makes Bird Dog, which has a lot of different types of bourbon. They have a small batch, they have a select, they have 10-year, which actually isn't too bad. But they're also, I think, notoriously known for their flavored bourbons, flavored whiskeys, I should say. So this is their kind of attempt at their premium offering, and I must say it is a nice looking bottle. I mean, if they nailed anything, the bottle is really beautiful. Looks nice on the shelf. So I did have the 10-year bourbon probably about 3-4 months ago, and I do remember it not being too over the top. It was on the sweeter side. Had a some kind of subtle flavors. It had the caramel. It had a little bit of citrus going on, but it was light. It was pretty light to me for a 10-year, and it really didn't have the depth of other 10 years that I was used to, that I really enjoyed to drink, such as Henry McKenna and even Eagle Rare. So I wondered, what kind of what 2 extra years did to this. So what they did do, which I think was kind of good marketing too, is they put that horse racer on the label, kind of letting you know it's from Kentucky. But still, no one really knows where the juice is coming from. At all my research I did, it's just this rick house somewhere, bottled and produced in this nice bottle. So somewhere in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So let's get into it and let's find out what this is all about. Not a bad pop. Let's see what's the best way to attack this. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, and the all too familiar generous pour. All right, let's keep that up there. You guys get a good look at it. So first off, let's get into the color here. So kind of looking at it, it's definitely a caramel color. It definitely has good legs on it. It's coating the glass pretty well. It's got almost an amber, almost an orange tinge to the bourbon as well. It's not, I mean, it's kind of maple syrupy, but there's a tiny bit of an orange hue to it, I'm curious, which makes it kind of curious to me. So let's swirl this around. Let's get into the nose. Okay, so right off the bat, definitely big, bold bourbon flavors, or bourbon scents, I should say. Getting the vanilla, getting the caramel. Definitely getting some char. Let's see here. I'm definitely getting a little bit of a citrus note. It's interesting. It's nothing's too overpowering. Nothing's really kind of shouting out at me. And it's kind of disappointing. I was really hoping it would, because it smells very similar to the 10. Okay, as it opens up, I'm getting some the caramel's becoming stronger. I'm getting a hint of cocoa powder in there too. It's pretty subtle on the nose. Nothing's really super jumping out at me. It's just some very straightforward bourbon notes. Nothing too exciting, but hopefully the taste will beat the nose a little bit. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Wow, well the taste is a different story. The taste is definitely more robust than I thought it would be. Let me go in for that all-important second sip. Let's see what we got here. So, the second sip I didn't enjoy as much as the first sip, which is usually kind of strange. That first sip, I was kind of hit with just a waft of vanilla and caramel and a little bit of almond in there. It had a sweeter finish. I was getting a little bit of apricot or peach on the back end. Again, it's 94 proof, so it's not really burning me at all. But let's go in for that third sip. So yeah, I'm still getting those basic bourbon notes. It definitely tastes more. It has definitely more depth of flavor than the 10, but I don't know if it's in a good way. It tastes more bitter to me. I'm tasting more barrel than that really nice char flavor that you can get on the back end of a bourbon. It feels lighter than 94 proof. It's not really doing anything to me. Not giving me that Kentucky hug. It's actually kind of drying me out too, which I never like when I have a bourbon. I'm gonna go for one more sip here. Yeah, you know what? It's a shame. It's the very beginning of the bourbon actually tastes really good, but then once it goes down, it has a very odd aftertaste to me. It's just leaving me kind of bitter and dry, which is never really good. You really kind of want that. You want those flavors to keep going and get more and more intense as it's going down, and I'm just not getting that with this. I think the extra 2 years did some good for it up front, but as far as the back end, it's just not doing it for me, unfortunately. Yeah, the aftertaste is just throwing me off here. I didn't get that from the 10, so maybe the 10 was kind of the sweet spot for this bourbon. Yeah, it's a shame. So, it's not in any way terrible, but I think for the money, this was a $70 bottle, and it's no way worth $70. You can get a Logic Crate Barrel Proof for $50 if you're lucky, and I could drink that all day rather than this. And that's more proof and way more flavor, and there's no bitterness like this. So, kind of valiant effort, but If you see this, I suggest not picking it up. I would suggest probably getting the 10-year over this, but even that is probably still kind of overpriced for what you can buy. I think the 10-year is still about 40 or 50 bucks. I'd rather probably just drink straight Elijah Craig rather than that. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Find me on Instagram. I've been posting a lot more stuff on there lately. I had a little trip to Kentucky. I picked up some fun bottles that I can't get in Ohio. My next episode I'm really excited about. I'm going to be doing something called a mashup. So I'm going to be taking my favorite bottled and bond bourbons and kind of pitting them against each other and doing kind of a blind taste test to see which one of my favorites come out on top. If you have any suggestions or any bottled and bond bourbons you kind of want me to include in the mix, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when my next videos come out. And like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, but it's the people you share it with. Cheers, everybody. Happy Monday.